It is round 2 out of 3 at the Waco Annual Charity Open, the second Disc Golf Pro Tour event of the year. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We are the two Hot Geese.
Honk. Round 1 was, we'll just say the weather was a little testy. Today was polar opposite. It was beautiful. It was calm, no wind. It was nice and warm as the round went on.
Everyone was smiling.
When compared to yesterday, it was impossible not to be happy.
Eveliina absolutely shredding this course. I mean, 4 down is an amazing score in good conditions. So, I mean, let alone yesterday. Even par for Paige Pierce, Ohn Scoggins, 1 over, and Valerie Mandujano 1 over as well. Very exciting card. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, Valerie Mandujano had a really strong last couple years. I'm excited to watch her attack the Beast. Hole 1 is a par 3 with out of bounds all the way around all the sides. The OB line's pulled back a little bit off the advertisement wall down below, and it wraps in pretty close to the basket. There's that narrow little gap.
Round 2 of the Waco Annual Charity Open, sponsored by Prodigy Disc and Legit Disc Golf. We are now on the feature card, 9:20 a.m. tee time for the FPO division. First on the tee from Finland. Let's hear it for Eveliina Salonen.
I love her smile.
Big cheese.
Eveliina, again, won this tournament in 2020 when they cut it down to 2 rounds, so I'm sure she's looking for that big 3-round victory, and that is a good way to start with a Mako 3.
Next up for your 9:20 a.m. division, tee time from Plano, Texas, Paige Pierce.
Thank you.
Looks like she's doing a similar move.
Yeah, that looks like her
round
buzz.
1. Yep. And that's the play here. I think just a little bit more stable or to overstable mid, kind of thrown flat. Gives it a little bit of turn just like you see here and lets it finish flat and slide up to the basket.
Wow, it's good commentary.
Next up from Los Angeles, California, let's hear it for Ohn Scoggins.
Ohn is my favorite pro to watch and play with.
Yeah, she keeps it real positive and real amped up the whole time.
Well, also kind of like, I don't know.
Talking smack?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what I'm going for.
Yep, she is the most fun.
That was her destroyer, so stabling up, and it works out great.
Destroyer.
9:20
Yeah.
tee time from Universal City, Texas. Let's hear it for Valerie Mandujano.
Yeah, Ohn has a similar game to someone like Nico LaCastro, where she throws overstable discs on flex lines. It really works in these woods. Valerie with a huge switch from Innova to DD, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what she throws today.
That tree is safe, so usually hitting that you're okay unless you get the roll away. She'll be in the fairway, but about 200 feet away from the pin.
Yeah, I mean, you'll take a 3 on this any day, though. That is a Moonshine Warden.
And you can't really tell on the coverage, but that is a very steeply sloping green towards the out of bounds line.
Right, which is off the wall. Oh, yeah. Ohn, one of the best putters in the world,
Yep.
not just in the field.
Making a death putt outside the circle looks super easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's watch this again.
You're going to see this classic patented wobble she's got, and she makes it work. If you have a wobble on your putt and you think like, man, I should really fix that, nah.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
It's crazy because it wobbles, it moves so much, but if you were to look at the actual line the disc flew on, there is no wobble. It is dead straight
right
on a rope.
Eveliina, a little soft there, but no problem.
This is a pretty perfect hole 1 in my opinion. I like how it's short, so it's manageable and birdieable, so you feel like you want to attack, but there's a lot of trouble you can get in pretty easily. It actually played as the 3rd most difficult hole.
Yeah, if you don't clear those first trees and you're out of bounds, it's an automatic double bogey, pretty much. Mm-hmm. From personal experience.
20% of the field with a birdie, 50 with a par, and 30 with a bogey or worse, so it's really nice scoring separation on this Beast hole 1.
All right, hole 2 is a very gettable par 4. It's 531 feet, very difficult to find the out of bounds. Just rip a couple shots and get your birdie.
As you guys can see in the upper left corner, Swarm Digital Marketing, they sponsored FPO coverage last year. They work with GKPRO all the time. If any of you guys have an established business and you're looking to work on your e-commerce, whether it be building a website or trying to get more people to come to your website, they specialize in that. So check their link out in the bio. They love supporting people who support disc golf, especially FPO disc golf. So check them out.
Yeah, in the bio.
Swarm Digital Marketing, link in bio.
The bio.
Description.
That was a really good shot from Paige, by the way. She should have a pretty short up and down to get her birdie. And this is some really good turn on this disc. I'm guessing it's another destroyer from Ohn here.
I like this tee shot a lot because there's room if you want to get super aggressive. I mean, no one's really going to get to the pin, but you can bite a lot off if you want to, or you can be super safe and still be able to get up and down for your birdie.
Yeah, even if you're short left and you don't fully commit to your shot, you still can throw a full power rip and get there for your birdie. Wow, that is a smash from Eveliina with her destroyer. Yeah, this is a great hole. Par does not feel good here. Everyone wants a birdie here.
This is the easiest hole on the course. So Erika, your feelings are very valid.
Yeah. Valerie with a sheriff here. She's pushing this right side like a little harder than you want, but it's fine.
It's nice because it opens up your second shot, but by opens up, it means that you have to throw out over the river.
Yeah,
it's
almost.
like a scary type of open.
You can kind of throw over just the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
Ohn is going destroyer again, I believe.
Puts it too hyzery out of her hand, but it gets a nice forward skip, and she'll be within range.
Yeah, Ohn has a really interesting game to watch. She doesn't quite have that elite level distance, but it doesn't seem to bother her. She's keeping up just fine and really believes in her strengths. She got second place last year to Kona, and yeah.
And she just came off a pretty hot finish at Vegas for being a distance type of a course.
It's true, yeah. All the confidence. Paige with a fierce upshot to about 20 feet. Man, Evelina's so close.
No, this is just a little chip. You can hear the birds singing. You can hear no wind, no flags flapping. It's so nice. It's the best. We had a really nice showing today. Huge gallery. Thanks to everyone, all the Texans and surrounding area people that came out to hang out. We loved having you and your polite golf clapping.
Yeah, there was a ton of people out. Oh,
wow.
Yes. Wobble putt, left side. Count it.
2 big ones to start off the round. Not bad.
She gives it a little pat. Paige 2 for 2 to start as well. Yeah.
Valerie with a scenic birdie.
Yeah. Looks like a star frame. Did you say if this is one of the easiest holes?
This is the easiest.
The easiest hole in the course.
55% of the field with a birdie.
Yeah, not too hard when the wind is down.
Mm-hmm.
Hole 3 is a bit of a shorter par 3, 320 feet. Most people are going to take this straight shot where their drone is flying and let it hyzer to the left. There are gaps on the left side if you want to go big sidearm, and there's other tighter backhand gaps if you want to go straight at it. It plays a little uphill, and where the disc lands and what kind of skip you get is important. I believe this is Paige's Raptor. Oh, okay. It's a little wide.
Yeah, that's a common error here, going straight and pin high on the right side and just having to chip up over the hill. Another common error is low and skipping early, leaving yourself around 45 or 50 short.
Ohn is going to be throwing destroyers all day.
She gets a little skip up that hill, but not quite enough to get her inside the circle.
She doesn't need to be.
She doesn't need to be. This is another one of the easier holes on the day. Not necessarily because there was the one. Not necessarily because there was a lot of birdies, but it's just really easy to minimize the damage here on this hole.
Yeah, no real out of bounds. And even though the pin is elevated, you don't get quite as many rollaways on it as other elevated pins. This is really turned.
Uh-oh. Crush, too.
Yeah, that was a grace. And she got so much distance, but yeah, not the fade she needed.
The grace, that is more overstable, or?
It's pretty stable.
Okay.
I mean, it's, I think it's a 12 speed.
Okay.
Maybe no, it's a 12.
Eveliina leaving it a little short, but she's inside the circle. And it's so nice to not have enough wind to even care what the flag's doing. You just don't even have to pay attention.
Don't even have to look.
So calm.
Limp. Nice little floaty up shot. Paige, not sure if she's trying to run that, but it's a par regardless.
I can't reiterate enough again for anyone out there designing courses or throwing tournaments. It's really nice to have be able to play one round at the same course over and over again at pro events. Love watching these ladies dial the course in and get their shots where they want them by learning every single round.
Yeah, and we should see a lot more people under par today for that reason and because of the pleasant conditions.
Eveliina to save par. There we go.
No problem.
I don't know if this is a news flash or if we've had this for maybe a couple weeks, but the GKPRO guys have a shop at gkprodisc.com, and we just got some 2 Hot Geese merch on said shop.
Yeah, got some really cool shirts. A lot of neat colors.
Yeah, we have the 2 Hot Geese logo. It was slapped on some discs last year, and you guys seem to enjoy them. So check out gkprodisc.com.
Let's check in with the leaderboard, see who's getting under par. Check out Holly Finley there, 5 down through 8. Wow. I mean, pretty much the whole leaderboard is under par here.
Yep, not minimizing mistakes. There's not a lot you have to worry about. It's just about staying in the middle of the fairway once we get into these wooded holes that we're about to see for the rest of the front 9. Speaking of par 4, one of the most interesting holes on the course, you want to throw something slightly overstable or stable at this gap, letting it carry to the left. You don't want to push too deep or go early left. The further you get, the more likely you are to have a look at maybe getting to the basket 4 or 3. But generally, most people don't get far enough to have that look. It's more of a chip type of a hole, and a par feels a-okay here.
Yeah, you're going to see, well, potentially, a common play is just to throw a putter off the tee. Kind of like that. Paige gets away with it. And, you know, you don't have to get too far past that middle tree to then have a, like you said, a chip sidearm and then just a nice par. Ohn throwing something high speed, though. Oh, man, guess what she's throwing?
Aggressive play. Don't tell me a destroyer.
Yeah.
No.
But it's a DX destroyer.
And even with that destroyer, it hits the tree. It doesn't get a whole lot of action. I feel like throwing those distance drivers at trees.
So risky.
Oh, my God. You have no idea where they're going or how far.
Yeah. Ohn is definitely an aggressive player. She has that confidence to hit those tight lines.
Eveliina with a really good looking shot and some awesome ground play at the end. She'll be in the middle with, she might be able to get a sidearm to the green here.
Yeah, she'll have a chance. That was her Rock X3.
Beautiful. Right down the middle. Oh no, a little, maybe
Just a little tight. I thought it was good.
Me too. I thought it looked like it was gliding. Ohn having to straddle out from the woods, but she has room to work a sidearm. There she is showing off her angle control.
Yeah, that was a great shot. And she's, you know, maybe 100 feet for her par. Yeah, that's perfect.
This played is the most difficult hole on the day, with 50% of the field getting a bogey or worse and only 4% of the field getting birdies. Early release just a little bit. I can't quite tell if she's stuck on the edge or not.
Yeah, I don't know where that went. Valerie displaying her sidearm here.
Trickles down the left side.
That was an enforcer, so very overstable disc and just
Isn't that a
working that
fast disc
skip
too?
super fast, yeah.
Huh.
But
Keeping it nice and low. I like that play.
I do too. You usually get pretty reliable skips off this corner. Raptor sidearm, full commitment from Paige.
Ooh, love
Man.
the angle.
Yeah, that was gonna skip really nice.
Yeah, she was working that flex and keeping it low so it would get some ground play. Eveliina, she can see the basket from where she is on her drive. Unbelievable.
She's going inside. Nice straight pushing forehand. Oh, awesome.
Some tree love. She'll have a tap in for birdie.
That's awesome. The unicorn. See if Paige can save her par.
This is a death putt for sure. It drops off right behind the basket down into the Brazos River. You have about 15 feet of room to work with total back there with a big old hill. But it grabs.
That grabs all right. Not quite a tap in. Close.
Yeah, I thought she was way closer. I thought it was inside the bullseye well.
I actually don't like the new little bullseye tassels
neither.
because then you're like really aware of.
Yes.
Boy, I should make this up.
Too aware.
It's really good for UDisc scorekeeping though, and doesn't matter. Eveliina got the birdie. Amazing.
I think I'm going to start a movement. Do away with the bullseye tassels. Kind of
Surprising miss from Paige.
yeah, kind of funny footing.
Oh man, she's still pretty far.
That Texas hard pan, man, your disc just slides if you
Yeah.
don't hit any
Well,
draw any metal.
And especially if you have an aggressive spin putt like Paige. But great comebacker. And just proof that literally any hole on the Beast can bite you. Couple nice tap-ins for par.
Having my own line of discs, all named after sound design terms, is a dream come true for me. I'm just so thankful for Prodigy for believing in me and giving me this opportunity to have a couple amazing discs under my name that I can trust.
Champion, Katrina Allen!
Hole 5 is another birdieable par 3, only 264 feet, a little bit uphill. If you can just throw something straight and hit this last hill here, it usually gets what Madison calls a magic skip right up to the pin.
It doesn't matter if it lands hyzer, straight, and hyzer. It doesn't matter. It's
No
going
matter
to
what
skip.
disc you throw.
Yeah, it's going to skip towards the basket, I swear.
I would say early right is the worst mistake. And the left side isn't great, but it usually has more gaps.
Yeah, you can still save your par from there. You might see some players throwing it a little higher, trying to get over that hill, but there are some low-hanging branches that can get in the way, and in reality, I think it's a little bit risky.
I'll take that. Good shot. Thank you.
Even though this is under 275 feet, this hole had some really nice scoring separation. 20% of the field with a birdie, 20% of the field with a bogey. So just the top fifth of the field able to convert on that birdie. Not necessarily a distance advantage, but still very difficult to get to.
What Valerie did with her vandal there, how it drifted to the right, is a really common mistake. Just the way the hole is shaped kind of makes you pull your disc to the right instead of letting the disc do the work. Mm-hmm. Paige early right, but kicks out into the middle. That tree right there is probably only 10, 12 feet away from the pin.
I was going to say...
Always warmer when you don't need them.
I was going to say that I would be surprised if many people parked this hole. Most people probably had to make a putt, and looking at the stats, only one person all day parked this hole, which means putting it in the bullseye. Everyone else had to make some sort of putt.
Pretty good out from Eveliina. She was just on the edge. Throws a little Anheuser putt. Valerie a little deeper than I expected. Pitches up just fine though. Let's see if Ohn can get another highlight putt here. Not this time. Looking like a bunch of pars.
There we go.
Good putt.
Yeah, the gallery was so polite. They were so quiet. I never saw anyone walking through fairways. Great job, Waco.
Everybody looks like they're making their testers. They should be gimmies, but I feel like those were the real tests.
Yeah.
Personally. All right. Star frame.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hole 6, this would be a good one to have a star frame, even
Yeah.
though it is 267 feet. It's tough to get to. It's a tight gap, especially right here in the middle of the fairway. You want something that finishes right. A sidearm is a great play here. We might see some turnover backhands as well. You don't want to go early right, and early left can be a nightmare to try to finish all the way to the green.
I don't know which side is worse.
Yeah, I don't either. That's
This looks great.
A little more height than you want. Catches some branches, but it's down there on the green in the flat.
Yeah, that was her Mako 3. I think she threw the same thing yesterday. Just outside the circle. Ohn Destroyer all day.
All day.
Favorite disc.
So
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
That she throws destroyers on these short holes.
Yeah, Ohn definitely does a lot more like speed control and angle control versus just changing disc to get those different speeds and angles.
That's why disc golf is cool. So many different options. They all work.
This is a gold line fuse. Oh yeah, really pretty shot. The forehand is definitely, I would say, the ideal play since you don't turn your back on the tiny gap. But you can definitely get a backhand to work, and when you do, it's just like the prettiest flight to watch through this little path. That's inside, but we saw Paige get through yesterday and again today, and a friendly tree kick to almost bullseye land.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't see that often.
There's so many trees over there.
Good effort from Eveliina. Valerie from, 28 feet or so?
Yeah, just a little bit downhill. It checks up, though. She'll have a pretty close comeback putt. 30% of the field, just under 30% of the field with a birdie on this hole, improving from round 1.
Yeah, way to capitalize on that one for Paige.
And I think on these wooded holes, we're going to see a lot of these kind of weird in between bullseye and circle's edge putts. A lot of times you're more focused on hitting the gap than you are on where you're landing on the green. It's nice, of course, if you can get close, but once you're just trying to get through that initial gap or 2 or maybe 3 or 4 gaps.
I mean, there's par 5, so that's like 30 gaps. I mean.
Just to be like, hyper? No.
Hole 7 is a par 4, the first one we have since the first hole we came into the woods. I love this tee shot. You want to throw something on hyzer and just try to get it out into this field. You can also throw a flexing forehand if you want to get super aggressive. Your second shot, you have to make it through this little tiny gap to get up to the green, which is perched on a very steep hill. I think this 3 is gettable by probably everyone in the field. It's all about that tee shot and getting out of that last small gap where we see Ohn get tangled up on that left side. You can also get into some trouble if you get caught on the right side.
I would say more trouble if you get a really bad kick to the right.
All the trouble.
Yeah.
There's a whole nother fairway over there, and it's down a sloping hill, so you can get some.
Paige squeaks by that tree.
Yeah, you can get some rollaways. You basically just want to stay away from that right side.
Yeah, you basically can end up in a different hole's fairway. I think hole 12 if you're not careful. Like on the left where Ohn landed a little short, at least there's some gaps.
And
this is
Eveliina,
smoked.
Yeah, just sends it.
Good shot. Thank you.
That was her Thunderbird.
That was an absolutely perfect shot. Valerie doing the same thing. Oh, gets a little drift. Oh, I thought she had cleared it.
Yep, just catches that last tree and on the edge of that right side.
It's once you pass the Mando, though, it is not bad over there. There's stuff to work with. You might have to have a little step out, but...
Wow, Ohn actually had a look, and she sure went for it.
She'll be just on the other side of the ditch with a semi-flat looking putt at the basket.
Yeah, sometimes a lot of those bushes and whatnot, little vines can get in your swing, and you don't really have a putt even close to the basket, so we'll see if she has anything. That was a good out from Valerie.
Smart play. Now she can just pitch across, still get a par, no prob. I say that like it's super simple. There's so many little branches and twigs.
It can be a prob, I don't know.
It can be. Also, the slope of that green, if you don't land it perfectly flat, it will roll.
Or even if you come in a little too hot and hit one of those wooden steps, you can bounce and roll. Mm-hmm. Paige does hit a step, but I think she stayed on that top tier. Eveliina with the best look at it, kind of more of a hyzer approach. Catches that last tree. I think she's right at circle's edge, but it is such a, I don't know what to call it, tall putt. There's just a lot of elevation in the putt.
It is tall.
Oh, look at this.
Man, her approach shots are so pretty.
Yeah, it faded more than it looked like it was going to, but
I know Valerie Mandujano's made it on her fair share of coverage in the last couple of years, but man, for those of you who don't know who she is, she has super buttery form. She is from Texas as well, and we will see her on lead cards for a long time to come.
and probably her sister Alexis too. She's out here too. They're always out there battling.
Yeah, super strong, super consistent. They've been playing for a long time as well.
Paige for her birdie. She did bounce back, unfortunately, off one of those stairs. It's like I knew.
No. Yeah.
Some tricky footing here. She probably has a few little teeny branches in the swing of her putt.
Great par save. Found some trouble, but got herself out of it.
25% of the field getting a birdie here. That's a very respectable number. This is another really great FPO hole.
Yeah, definitely. I really like this one. No birdies for our lead card. Oh, wait. Is Evelina's a bird? No, she was short.
Which is surprising.
Yeah. You know, par's fine.
It happens.
Fine. Hole 8 is probably the shortest hole in the course at 213 feet. It's another one of those ones that kind of calls for a sidearm, but you can definitely throw a backhand putter. So much trouble if you hit early, just like literally every hole out here. I think I also can't decide on this one if left or right is worse. Like,
Is
just
this a
keep it in the
destroyer
fairway.
again?
I think so. I think that red one.
No way.
I'm gonna check
Ohn.
real quick.
I love that.
Yep.
Wow. Just absolutely bending my mind right
Yeah,
now.
it didn't quite work out. There's that one tree you have to beat if you're going to throw the sidearm. But usually with the sidearm, if you do hit a tree, it kind of minimizes the damage. Whereas if you hit a backhand, like if Paige hits a tree, it's going to kick really hard left. I mean, that worked out great. She
She'll-
might not have much of a putt.
Yeah, she'll have a tricky lie for sure. That bowl on the right-hand side, very quickly the overhead branches and bushes come into play and block your putts. That's a gorgeous shot from Eveliina.
Rock X3. Oh, man, she hit the cage. Oh, that's such a bummer that it skipped that far down there. Let's see it one more time with that GK replay.
Side-arming a mid like a boss.
Oh, this is awesome.
I feel like
This
that's one of the
angle.
most stylish things you can do in disc golf is side-arming mids. And look at that.
So stylish. She's European.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I wish it had checked up a little better.
Buttery. And I think that's the play here, in my opinion, is a backhand putter or mid, throwing it low and letting it slide up to inside the circle.
Yeah, it's a good play. That was a gold line fuse, same shot she threw on hole 6, which is a pretty similar play. Usually whatever you're throwing on 6, you're throwing on 8. Mm-hmm. A little bit too turned over, and yeah, she'll have to earn that putt.
Yeah, she's still in own range.
Actually, a pretty open look for Eveliina. Sometimes these bushes get in the way, and a few twigs. But
Yeah, I couldn't even see them. More.
Paige slightly more obstructed. Actually, entirely more obstructed.
Forced to. Oh,
She's got an Anheuser look, it seems like.
is it those same low hanging branches or that entire
No, it's
bush?
that entire bush.
Yeah.
Bummer.
This green has so many obstructions inside the circle.
Yeah, Ohn with pretty bad footing as well. Valerie, last chance for birdie here on the card.
Yes.
All right. Team judge, people.
Even though this is the shortest hole on the course, there were only 17% of the field with birdies. That's 8 women out of the 48 competitors. Not surprising, though, as this is the narrowest gap of the day as well.
And some of the roughest rough.
Yep. And that short hole can kick you while you're down, but then you have to go to hole 9. You need to get your chin up for hole 9. It's a par 5, and it is a brutal one. It's only 519 feet, so you think, oh, just 500-foot shots, but there's so many trees. There's so many fairway trees. You want to throw something in the middle. If you can get to the bowl at the bottom before you take this hard right turn to the green, that'd be great. Most people will not be able to do that. It is a really tough, really narrow, straight shot. Valerie's trying to take that aggressive line. I love the play here. It turns over just a little bit, and she'll be tangled up on the right side, but she'll be able to pitch down to the bowl and take that right-hand turn towards the green.
Yeah, I think turning it over to the right is the slightly better mistake to make. You can work a little bit more than if you're on the left side.
Yeah, the left side slopes down away from the fairway and into some of the thickest shoal on the course.
Yeah. This is a DX destroyer. Turned a little bit too much as well, but yeah, unfortunately hers stays in there, I think, a little bit more. A lot of those just kind of bounce off the side and then kick back into the fairway if you're lucky.
I'm very surprised to see Eveliina throwing a destroyer here.
It was,
but I guess DX,
yeah. So it did look very
just
flippy.
distance drivers in general, I feel like the play here is a mid or maybe a slow fairway.
You know what? I think I was looking at Own's list. That Ohn threw a destroyer and Eveliina threw a TL3, which makes more sense.
Yeah.
My bad.
Oh, yeah. Eveliina got to the bowl.
She did.
In the first
with her
round.
TL3.
Yep.
Just about. Oh, no, she did make it all the way down there. Paige going right side of this gap, and I think she's all the way down in the bowl.
That was such a good shot.
Yeah, it really was.
Such a narrow gap over there. She finds her way through.
I feel like the right side tries to entice you, like, go this way, it's shorter, you know, but it's a trap.
Yeah, it is a trap. It's an optical illusion. Ohn in a perfect place to be able to get down to the bowl, but you can see she's pushed up against one of those small trees, and somehow that conveniently happens pretty often down there in that bowl.
Yeah, I hate that. Think you're going to be rewarded, and nope.
Eveliina pushing a little too straight as well. It is going to block off her her third shot to the green, but she could flex the sidearm from there.
Yeah, you can definitely step out to the right and then, try to throw a flex shot. Valerie, same mistake. It's so hard to throw something, even if it is really overstable, like short enough to then get it to skip. Like,
oh, I thought Paige filtered all the way through.
Yeah.
She must have got tangled up a little early. She's just pitching out here, going to settle for a par.
How far do you think she is
Yeah,
now? 175 feet, maybe?
Yeah, even from there, it is definitely not guaranteed. There's this perfect ring of trees that cuts in from the right-hand side of the green that blocks easy approaches. Kind of have to throw a sidearm.
Yeah, this upshot definitely calls for a sidearm.
Eveliina fully straddled out, trying to get around those trees.
This is her third shot, right?
Oof.
Thunderbird.
Oh,
man.
my God, that was such a good shot.
Yeah, it was a great angle.
Her forehand angles are so impressive.
Mm-hmm. And she makes it look so effortless.
Yeah, I think it's because it's fully committed. She trusts that those discs are going to come back at the end instead of worrying about turning them over.
Definitely. That was a great shot from Valerie. She was like fully stretched out and yeah, great
Still
angle.
got good power.
Paige, her fourth or what math?
She's throwing a backhand where most people would have to throw a sidearm. Really nice angle.
Go in. I wonder if that was a destroyer.
Not a lot to work with over there, but she chips up nicely to just outside the bullseye. Eveliina with a little gap to maybe push a putt through.
She'll take a par there. Just outside the circle for Valerie.
I'm surprised 28% of the people getting a birdie or better on this hole.
Nice.
I don't know if you heard me say or better. There was 1-3 on the day as well.
Tantalizing. Who was it?
It was Kristen Tatar.
That's awesome. I wish
What
we
a
could see
sick
that.
3.
In fact, if you wanted to see that, just go ahead and get a subscription to the Disc Golf Network. That's how you could have seen it.
Yep, lots of live disc golf coverage there. They've got interviews. They've got pre-tournament coverage, press releases, all kinds of stuff. Check out the Disc Golf Network. I wonder if her 3 was a throw-in or a long putt. So many options on this hole, so many crazy ways.
Pretty good showing from our lead card here. Math is hard, so I haven't totally kept track of where everyone's at. We'll check in here in a moment.
Yeah, I think Eveliina's still holding on strong to the lead.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I just mean as far as, like, the round. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
they're all probably a little under par
Oh, yeah.
here. Yep, Eveliina
just-
2 under.
Just
Ohn.
a couple blemishes and a really clean front 9
Super
for our
clean.
lead card.
Only 2 rough holes for people. Like, that's amazing.
Definitely want a little more birdies out there, though. I know they're left feeling a little bit unsatisfied because there's so many opportunities.
Yeah, but there's always more.
And the check-in with the leaderboard, we can see Rebecca Cox playing well in the woods like she does. Paige slipping down just a little bit, but she's in a 3-way tie for 3rd. Kristen Tatar sneaking up after that eagle. Holly Finley still holding on in the top 10. Yeah, lots of scores around even here, and we'll see a lot more birdies in the back because we had calm conditions all day. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you guys enjoyed the front 9 of round 2. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb. We are the 2 Hot Geese.
Hank.
Hot.